chosen ones, be careful. You are 100% right. This person is trying. There is a reason your spirit has been restless around a certain person, and it is not because you are overthinking or imagining things, but because God often uses quiet feelings to guide those who are willing to listen with a sincere heart. Your sensitivity is not a weakness but a gift, and through this gift, God gently alerts you when something is not aligned with His peace and love. In this moment, your awareness is not meant to create fear, but to bring wisdom and protection, so you can continue walking in the light without being pulled into confusion or emotional harm. If your heart feels even slightly moved by these words, take a moment to gently support this space by pressing like, because it helps this message reach someone else who may need comfort and guidance just like you do right now. Your simple action can become a quiet blessing in another person's life, spreading hope in ways you may never fully see, yet God sees it all with deep love. Type 1515 if you believe. Jesus always walked with awareness, not fear, and He showed through His life that love does not mean allowing harm or confusion to enter your soul. He remained kind, gentle, and compassionate, yet He also recognized when someone's intentions were not rooted in truth, and He never allowed darkness to shape His path. In the same way, God is teaching you to stay loving while also staying wise, because both are part of walking faithfully in His presence. There is someone around you whose energy feels unsettled, whose words may seem kind on the surface but leave your heart feeling heavy afterward, and this is not something to ignore or brush aside. God is not asking you to judge or hate this person, but He is guiding you to protect your peace, because your heart is a sacred place where His love dwells. When something disturbs that peace repeatedly, it is not meant to be accepted without reflection, but understood with gentle discernment. You are not alone in feeling this way, and you are not wrong for sensing something deeper than what is visible on the outside, because God often reveals truth in layers, allowing you to see beyond appearances without rushing you into fear. He is walking with you through this understanding, step by step, making sure your heart stays soft while your spirit becomes stronger and more aware. The love of Jesus within you is not blind, and it is not meant to ignore what your spirit is clearly recognizing, because true love always walks hand in hand with truth. When you feel uneasy around someone, it does not mean you are becoming distant or cold, but that your soul is learning to recognize what aligns with God's peace and what does not. This understanding is a form of growth, a quiet transformation happening inside you, shaping you into someone who can love deeply without losing yourself. God sees every detail of your life, including the moments when you felt something was off but chose to stay silent, hoping things would improve on their own. He understands your desire to keep peace, to avoid conflict, and to believe the best in others, because your heart is kind and sincere. Yet, He is gently guiding you now to understand that protecting your spirit is not wrong, but necessary, because your peace matters to Him more than your comfort in situations that slowly drain you. There is a calm strength rising within you, and it is not loud or forceful, but steady and rooted in God's presence, reminding you that you are allowed to step back, to create space, and to protect your emotional and spiritual well-being. This does not make you less loving, but more aligned with the truth that God is revealing to you in this season of your life. Jesus never abandoned His compassion, even when He walked away from situations that were not right, and in the same way, you are being guided to carry love in your heart, while also choosing what is healthy for your soul. This balance is not easy, but it is sacred, and God is holding your hand through it all, making sure you are never alone as you learn to walk this path. Inside your mind is a small region connected to achievement and abundance, once concealed within restricted research and classified documents. This newly disclosed frequency is helping people replace financial pressure with calm and balance, and God has guided you to encounter this at just the right time. Click the link in the description and comments to activate this hidden brainwave now. What once felt confusing is slowly becoming clearer, and what once made you doubt yourself is now revealing a deeper truth that has always been there, waiting for you to trust it. You are not becoming distant or cold, but you are becoming aware, and this awareness is something God carefully places inside those He is preparing for greater peace and purpose. There was a time when you overlooked small signs, telling yourself that everything would settle on its own, hoping that kindness alone could fix what felt unsettled deep within your spirit. You chose patience, understanding, and silence, not because you were weak, but because your heart was full of compassion and genuine care. God saw every moment you stayed gentle, even when something inside you quietly asked for attention, and He honors that part of you that always tried to hold things together with love. Yet now, something inside you feels different, and this difference is not something to resist or fear, because it is the beginning of a new kind of clarity that God is unfolding in your life. You are starting to recognize patterns that once seemed unclear, and you are beginning to understand that not every presence around you carries the same light that you do. This understanding is not meant to make you feel separated from others, but to help you stay rooted in truth while still carrying love in your heart. Take a quiet moment and type 1111 if you trust in God. This simple expression is not just a small action, but a reflection of your decision to stay anchored in faith, even when things around you feel uncertain or confusing. There are moments when the person you are sensing may appear supportive, kind, or even close to you, yet something within you remains unsettled after every interaction, and this feeling should not be ignored. God often speaks through the stillness of your heart, not through loud warnings or dramatic signs, but through a gentle awareness that keeps returning, no matter how much you try to dismiss it. This awareness is not here to disturb your peace, but to protect it, guiding you towards spaces and connections that truly align with His love. You are learning that not everyone who stands near you is meant to walk beside you for a long time, and this realization can feel heavy, especially when your heart naturally wants to hold on and believe the best in others. Letting go of what does not feel right is not a failure of love, but a deeper form of it, because it honors both your well-being and the truth that God is revealing. In this process, you are not losing anything that was meant for you, but you are gently releasing what was never aligned with your path. There is a quiet courage growing inside you, and it is not loud or forceful, but steady and calm, reminding you that you are allowed to choose peace over confusion, clarity over doubt, and truth over comfort. This courage is not something you created on your own, but something God has been building within you through every experience you have faced. Each moment of uncertainty has shaped you, not to weaken you, but to strengthen your ability to recognize what is right for your soul. As you continue forward, you may feel moments of hesitation, wondering if you are making the right choice or if you are being too careful, but this is where faith gently steps in to remind you that God does not guide you into harm. When your heart feels a consistent sense of unease, it is not something to silence, but something to understand with patience and trust. You are not being led away from love, but toward a deeper and more truthful version of it. Jesus showed through His life that love is not about staying in places that slowly take away your peace, but about walking in truth while holding compassion in your heart. He never allowed confusion to define His path, and He remained rooted in clarity, even when it meant stepping away from those who did not carry the same intentions. In the same way, you are being guided to remain kind, yet grounded, open, yet protected, loving, yet wise. Type 1919 to receive miracles. This is not just a phrase, but a gentle step of faith, allowing your heart to remain open to the blessings God is preparing for you as you walk in truth and clarity. There is a peace waiting for you that is not dependent on anyone else's behavior, but rooted in your connection with God. A peace that stays steady even when things around you feel uncertain. This peace grows stronger every time you choose to listen to your inner guidance instead of ignoring it. Every time you honor what your spirit is quietly telling you. It is not a distant promise, but something already beginning to take shape within you. The person you are sensing may not fully understand the impact of their actions, and you are not responsible for changing or fixing them, because each person walks their own journey with God. Your responsibility is not to carry what does not belong to you, but to protect the space within your heart where God's love lives. This is not selfish, but necessary, because your spirit deserves to remain whole, undisturbed, and filled with light. There is a gentle release happening, and while it may feel emotional at times, it is also freeing, allowing you to breathe more easily and feel more grounded in who you are. You are not losing connection, but gaining clarity, and this clarity is guiding you toward relationships and environments that feel safe, genuine, and aligned with God's peace. What is meant for you will never leave you feeling drained or uncertain, but will always bring a quiet sense of comfort and reassurance. God is not rushing you through this process, but walking with you slowly, making sure you understand each step with clarity and calmness. You are not being pushed into sudden decisions, but gently guided into awareness, so that every choice you make comes from a place of peace rather than pressure. This is how He works in your life, not with fear, but with love that is steady and patient. As you continue to grow in this understanding, you will begin to notice a shift, not only in how you see others, but in how you see yourself, with more confidence, more calmness, and more trust in your own inner voice. You will start to recognize that your feelings are not something to doubt, but something to listen to, because God often speaks through the quiet places within you. A little-known 7-second morning habit that was once confined to CIA documents is now resurfacing in public view, and people are already noticing rapid financial improvements. It only takes a few seconds to do, yet it activates a dormant wealth center in the brain that most individuals never tap into. Click the link in the description and comments now to see it before it disappears. What you are experiencing is not confusion, but awakening, a gentle opening of your heart and mind to truths that were always present, waiting for you to see them clearly. This awakening is not here to overwhelm you, but to guide you into a life that feels more aligned, more peaceful, and more deeply connected to God's love. What once felt confusing now carries a soft clarity, and what once made you question yourself now feels like a gentle confirmation that you were always being guided, even when you could not fully see the path ahead. This is not a sudden transformation, but a steady awakening that grows stronger each time you choose to trust what God is placing within you. There were moments when you doubted your own feelings, telling yourself that you might be overreacting or misunderstanding the situation, trying to keep everything calm and undisturbed, even when your heart quietly felt otherwise. You chose to stay patient and kind, hoping that time would bring peace, and this came from a place of love that God deeply honors within you. Yet even in those moments, God was gently planting small seeds of truth inside you, allowing you to grow in awareness without rushing you into discomfort or fear. Now those seeds are beginning to take shape, and you can feel a difference that is hard to explain but impossible to ignore. A sense that something within you has become clearer and more grounded than before. This clarity is not loud or overwhelming, but calm and steady, guiding you toward a deeper understanding of what truly aligns with your peace and what does not. It is not about pushing anyone away with harshness, but about gently stepping into a space where your spirit feels safe and undisturbed. Take a moment here and type 1212 if you walk by faith. This simple act reflects a quiet trust in the path God is leading you on, even when it requires you to listen more closely to your inner voice than to the expectations around you. You may begin to notice that your reactions are changing, becoming softer yet more certain, allowing you to respond with calmness instead of confusion or emotional strain. Situations that once left you feeling unsettled no longer hold the same power over your peace, because you are learning to observe rather than absorb everything that comes your way. This shift is a sign that your spirit is growing stronger, not in a forceful way, but in a quiet and steady manner that keeps you rooted in God's presence. There is also a gentle release taking place, where you no longer feel the need to explain everything you sense or justify your feelings to others who may not understand them. This does not come from distance, but from a deeper sense of inner stability, knowing that what God places in your heart does not always need external validation. You are learning to trust yourself in a way that feels natural and peaceful, without the need to prove anything to anyone. Sometimes, the person you have been sensing may continue to behave in ways that feel inconsistent, kind at one moment and distant or unsettling at another, and this pattern can create a quiet confusion if you try to make sense of it through logic alone. Yet God is not asking you to solve everything or figure out every detail, but simply to recognize what your spirit is already showing you. Not every situation needs to be understood completely, because some truths are meant to be felt rather than explained. Type 2323 if you agree. This small moment of agreement is not about certainty in every detail, but about trusting that what you feel inside carries a deeper meaning that God is helping you understand. There is a beautiful strength in choosing peace over constant questioning, in allowing yourself to step back from what feels unsettled without needing to create conflict or distance filled with harshness. You are learning that sometimes the most loving thing you can do is to quietly create space, not out of rejection, but out of respect for your own well-being. This kind of love is gentle and wise, allowing both you and the other person to continue your journeys without unnecessary strain. Jesus lived with this kind of understanding, offering love freely while also remaining grounded in truth, never forcing connections that did not align with his purpose. He showed that compassion does not require you to stay in situations that take away your peace, but invites you to remain kind while also honoring what is right for your soul. In following his example, you are not turning away from love, but stepping closer to a deeper and more genuine form of it. There is also a quiet healing happening within you, as you begin to release the weight of trying to hold everything together or make sense of what never felt fully right. This healing is gentle and gradual, allowing you to feel lighter, calmer, and more at ease with each passing moment. It is not about forgetting or ignoring what you experienced, but about understanding it in a way that no longer disturbs your inner peace. God is walking with you through every step of this process, not leaving you to figure things out on your own, but guiding you with patience and care that never fades. Even in moments when you feel uncertain, His presence remains steady, reminding you that you are never alone and that every step you take is being gently supported. You are not moving away from anything meant for you, but moving closer to what truly belongs in your life. As you continue forward, there will be a growing sense of calm within you, a feeling that does not depend on what others say or do, but comes from a deeper connection with God's love and guidance. This calmness is not temporary, but something that strengthens over time, becoming a steady foundation that supports you through every situation. It allows you to remain open and kind without losing your sense of self or your inner peace. What if just 7 seconds a day could completely change your financial future? A recently uncovered CIA-linked document has revealed a powerful brainwave ritual that everyday people are using to break free from debt and attract real wealth. Backed by research from 4 neuroscience labs, this simple at-home method is helping people manifest new homes, luxury cars, financial freedom, and dream vacations faster than they ever imagined. Thousands are already using it, but there is a catch. This information may not stay online for long. If you are seeing this right now, consider it a sign. Click the link in the description and comments before this secret disappears forever. You are becoming more aware of your worth, not in a way that separates you from others, but in a way that helps you recognize what you deserve in your life, which is peace, respect, and genuine connection. This awareness is not about expecting perfection from others, but about understanding what feels right for your spirit and what does not. It is a quiet knowing that guides you gently, without pressure or fear. There is no rush in this journey, and there is no need to make sudden decisions, because God is leading you step by step, allowing everything to unfold in its own time. You are being shaped through this experience, becoming more grounded, more peaceful, and more aligned with the truth that has always been within you. This process is not here to overwhelm you, but to strengthen you in ways that will stay with you long after this moment passes. In this space of growing clarity, you will begin to feel a deeper connection with God, a sense of closeness that brings comfort and reassurance, even in uncertain moments. This connection is not something distant or unreachable, but something already present within you, growing stronger as you continue to listen and trust. It is a quiet bond that guides you, supports you, and reminds you that you are always held in His love. As you continue to move forward with this quiet understanding settling into your heart, something even deeper begins to unfold within you, something that goes beyond simply recognizing what feels right or wrong, and starts shaping the very way you experience peace, trust, and connection in your life. This is not just about seeing another person clearly, but about seeing yourself through God's gentle light, where your sensitivity, your awareness, and your kindness are no longer things you question, but things you begin to value with calm confidence. You are stepping into a space where your heart feels more grounded, not because everything around you has changed, but because something inside you has become stronger and more aligned with truth. There is a quiet realization growing within you that your spirit has always known more than you allowed yourself to believe, and now God is helping you trust that knowing without fear or hesitation. You are beginning to see that every moment of unease you once ignored was actually a form of guidance, a soft whisper that stayed with you, waiting for the right time to be understood. Nothing you felt was ever wasted or unnecessary, because each feeling carried a purpose, leading you gently toward this moment of clarity, where you can finally see things without confusion clouding your heart. Take a moment here and type 666 if you trust Jesus. This small step is not about proving anything, but about quietly affirming that your heart is choosing to stay connected to the one who has been guiding you through every hidden detail of your journey. There is also a gentle shift happening in how you respond to the person you have been sensing, where you no longer feel the need to react immediately or carry the weight of their behavior in your heart. Instead, there is a calm distance forming, not as a wall, but as a space where your peace can remain untouched and steady. This distance is not filled with anger or resentment, but with quiet understanding, allowing you to remain kind without becoming affected by what does not align with your spirit. You may notice that your words become fewer, your reactions softer, and your presence more centered, as if your energy is no longer pulled in different directions, but gently gathered within you. This is a sign that your spirit is learning to rest in God's presence rather than in the shifting actions of others. You are no longer seeking reassurance from outside, because something within you has become more certain and calm, holding you steady even when things around you feel uncertain. There is a peace that comes from not needing to figure everything out, from allowing yourself to simply observe and understand without forcing answers that are not yet ready to be revealed. God is teaching you that not every situation requires immediate clarity, because some truths unfold slowly, in a way that protects your heart from being overwhelmed. In this slow unfolding, you are learning patience, not as something forced, but as something that naturally grows within you as you trust His timing. Type 2020 to claim miracles. This moment of expression is a gentle reminder that even as you walk through this understanding, God is still preparing blessings and breakthroughs that will meet you with peace and joy in ways you may not yet expect. There is also a quiet strength rising within you that is different from anything you have felt before. A strength that does not come from resisting or pushing against anything, but from standing calmly in what you know to be true. This strength allows you to remain steady without becoming hard, to stay open without becoming vulnerable to harm, and to carry love without losing your sense of self. It is a balance that feels natural and peaceful, something God is shaping within you with great care. You may begin to see that your role in this situation is not to change the other person or to fully understand their intentions, but simply to remain true to what God has shown you within your heart. This realization brings a sense of relief, because it removes the pressure of trying to control or fix what is not yours to carry. Instead, you are free to focus on your own path, your own peace, and your own connection with God, which is where your true strength lies. Could a hidden CIA brain ritual be the missing key to wealth and abundance? A leaked report has exposed a shocking 7-second technique designed to reprogram the mind for financial success. Verified by 4 leading neuroscience labs, this simple daily ritual is helping ordinary people move from stress and debt into lives filled with money, luxury, travel, and opportunity. People who once struggled to pay bills are now experiencing financial breakthroughs they never thought possible. But warnings say this page could be removed at any moment. Click the link in the description and comments below to see why so many people are talking about it right now. Jesus walked with this kind of quiet certainty, never forcing understanding where it was not needed, and never allowing confusion to take root within his spirit. He remained grounded in truth, and through that truth, he carried a peace that could not be shaken by the actions or words of others. In following this example, you are not trying to become distant, but to become centered, allowing your heart to rest in a place that feels safe and steady. There is also a deeper healing taking place within you, one that goes beyond this situation and touches parts of your heart that may have felt uncertain or unsteady in the past. This healing is gentle, not overwhelming, and it allows you to feel lighter, as if something you have been carrying for a long time is slowly being lifted. You are not losing anything valuable, but releasing what was never meant to stay with you. God is showing you that your peace is not something fragile that can be easily taken away, but something strong and rooted, something that grows each time you choose to trust what you feel inside rather than ignoring it. This peace is not dependent on perfect situations or perfect people, but on your connection with Him, which remains steady and unchanging through every moment. As you continue this journey, you will find that your awareness becomes even more refined, allowing you to recognize truth more quickly and respond with calm confidence rather than hesitation. This does not make you guarded or closed, but more aligned with the life God is leading you toward, a life filled with clarity, peace, and genuine connection. You are becoming someone who can walk through any situation with quiet strength, knowing that you are guided and supported every step of the way. There is no need to rush or force anything to happen, because everything that needs to be revealed will come to light in the right moment, without strain or confusion. God is not asking you to act out of fear, but to remain steady in your awareness, allowing your actions to come from a place of peace rather than urgency. This is how true clarity works, not by pushing you into quick decisions, but by guiding you gently toward what feels right and true. You are not alone in this experience, and you are not imagining what you feel, because God is with you in every detail, gently confirming what your heart has been sensing all along. This confirmation does not come in loud or dramatic ways, but in the quiet assurance that grows within you, making you feel more at ease with each passing moment. It is a calm knowing that does not need to be explained, only trusted. There is a soft clarity forming in the way you see your life now, where you are no longer trying to force connections to make sense or holding on to situations that leave you feeling unsettled. Instead, you are learning to observe with calmness, allowing things to reveal themselves without pressure or emotional strain. This shift is not about becoming distant, but about becoming grounded, where your heart remains open, yet protected by the understanding God has placed within you. You may notice that your thoughts are becoming quieter, less filled with overthinking or second-guessing, and more centered in a steady sense of knowing that does not need constant reassurance. This kind of peace is not loud or overwhelming, but gentle and stable, like a calm presence that stays with you no matter what is happening around you. It is a sign that your spirit is learning to rest in God, rather than in the uncertainty of situations that once pulled your energy in many directions. Take a quiet moment here and type Amen if you believe. This small step is a gentle way of affirming that you are choosing to stay rooted in faith, even as your understanding continues to grow and unfold in its own time. There is also a deeper sense of freedom beginning to take shape within you, a feeling that you are no longer tied to needing answers from the person you have been sensing, or from the situation that once felt confusing. You are starting to understand that not every question needs a response, and not every feeling needs to be explained for it to be valid. This realization brings a kind of peace that allows you to simply be, without carrying the weight of trying to solve everything at once. God is guiding you into a space where your energy is no longer scattered, but gathered, allowing you to feel more present, more focused, and more connected to what truly matters in your life. You are beginning to see that your peace is something valuable, something worth protecting, and something that should never be compromised for the sake of keeping things comfortable or familiar. This understanding is not harsh but gentle, allowing you to move forward without fear or resistance. There is also a quiet strengthening of your heart happening, where you feel more confident in your ability to recognize what feels right and what does not, without needing to rely on outside validation. This confidence is not loud or forceful, but calm and steady, like a deep breath that brings you back to yourself whenever things feel uncertain. It is a reminder that God has already placed everything you need within you to navigate this moment with grace and clarity. Type yes to affirm. This is not just a simple phrase, but a reflection of your willingness to trust what is unfolding within you, even if you do not yet see the full picture of where it is leading. You may also begin to feel a gentle distance from what once felt intense or emotionally heavy, as if your heart is naturally stepping back without effort or struggle. This distance is not created by force, but by understanding, allowing you to remain kind and respectful while no longer feeling pulled into what disrupts your peace. It is a quiet boundary that forms naturally, guided by the wisdom God is placing within you. Imagine discovering a 7-second ritual so powerful that it could help erase debt and attract wealth almost instantly. According to a leaked CIA-backed study, this little-known brainwave technique is already transforming lives around the world. Supported by 4 neuroscience labs, the method is said to train your mind to attract money, success, and abundance naturally. From dream homes and luxury cars to unforgettable vacations, people claim their lives changed after using this simple practice. The shocking part? This information may be taken down soon. If you want to see what everyone is talking about, click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. Jesus walked with this kind of peaceful clarity, never allowing confusion or external pressure to take hold of his spirit, and always remaining rooted in truth and love. He showed that it is possible to care deeply while also stepping away from what does not align with God's purpose, and this is the same path you are being guided to follow. You are not being asked to close your heart, but to keep it in a place where it can remain safe, open, and filled with light.